How can anti-communists, neo-Nazis, Stalinist pro-Soviet soldiers, and Russian imperial monarchists all fight side by side in the invasion of Ukraine? People who hate the Soviet Union, people who worship Stalin, people who want the Tsar back, and people who flirt with fascist ideology, all wearing the same uniform. It looks like ideological chaos. In reality, it's how modern Russia fights wars. The key to understanding this is simple. Putinism is not an ideology, it's a toolbox. The Kremlin selectively uses Soviet nostalgia, imperial monarchist symbols, ethnic nationalism, and anti-Western resentment. These ideas contradict each other, but that doesn't matter. What matters is whether they mobilize manpower. In this system, a Stalinist is useful, a Tsarist monarchist is useful, a neo-Nazi is useful, as long as they obey orders and fight. Inside the Russian military, ideology is actively suppressed. You're not there to debate history, you're there to follow orders. At the front line, political arguments are dangerous. Ideological purity is irrelevant. Survival depends on cooperation. No one asks, "Did you support the Soviet Union or the White Army?" They ask, "Will you hold this position?" Hierarchy replaces ideology. The Kremlin deliberately keeps the war's meaning vague. So each faction hears what it wants. Pro-Soviet soldiers hear, "This is the great patriotic war again." Anti-fascism. NATO is Hitler. Imperial monarchists hear, "This is the restoration of the Russian Empire and Holy Rus. Ukraine is Little Russia." Anti-communists hear, "This is a national war, not a Soviet one." Neo-Nazis and ultranationalists hear, "This is an ethnic and civilizational conflict." Same slogans, completely different meanings. Russian commanders are often aware that extremists, radicals, monarchist militias, and ultranationalist fighters exist in their units. They are tolerated if they fight aggressively, obey orders, and avoid public embarrassment. Manpower matters more than ideology, especially in a long war. This is common in volunteer battalions, irregular formations, and penal and assault units. This isn't new. The Russian Civil War saw Reds using former Tsarist officers and Whites using criminals and extremists. The Soviet Union mobilized ideological enemies and forced unity through coercion. Russian political culture is used to contradictions, as long as the state remains dominant. So how do Stalinists, imperial monarchists, anti-communists, and neo-Nazis coexist in the same war? Because ideology is secondary, propaganda is flexible, obedience overrides belief, survival demands cooperation, and the state is willing to use anyone. They are not united by ideas. They are united by command, coercion, and a shared enemy narrative. And when the war ends, these contradictions won't vanish. They'll return to Russian society, unresolved and armed.